Hey,
Yo.
what's up, you guys? Happy Thursday. Thursday with the Flemings. All right, y'all. Hope you guys are doing fabulous. It's been one whole long day without a live from the Flemings. How are you guys holding up? I'm just kidding. We're not that great. Anyway.
I think we're pretty great, but
Okay, you're really great. I should say that. You're really, really great.
I think we're all a little great.
All right, y'all. Well, we're the Flemings, if you guys probably already know. It's our username. But anyway, we help people get healthy, we help people get fit, and we help people build businesses and make an income and chase their dreams. And so if you haven't hit the follow button or subscribe or share wherever you're watching this. I know this is going out to all of our platforms right now. So if you find this topic and this convo valuable, definitely give it a share. So if you guys could put live in the comments if you guys are just tuning in, and if you're watching this on the replay, put replay. Our topic's exciting. Do you want
It
me
really is. Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like you can talk more. Anyway, outgrowing the old version of yourself. So what does that mean? So I'm just gonna share a story with you guys. I made this post on Facebook and Instagram today too. So for those that don't know, I went to school, lots of schools. Okay, so I grew up and no one in my family had gone to college. I think my mom went to school for a year or so, going for her associates, but never completed, I don't think, don't quote me. But no one else had gone to school, so that was definitely something that was very heavily suggested, is that the right word, in my upbringing. And also, they wanted me to get good grades, so I just figured, okay, education is super important, so that's something I should pursue. I will say I didn't understand the point of school. It made no sense to me. I moved out when I was 17, and so I had a job, and I was living with this guy at 17, really close to 18. I was in that like weird cutoff where I was 18 before like school ended. So like, yeah, you're not an adult at 18, but it's fine. And so I had started the real world already, and so like school made zero sense to me. Does anyone else that same way? Literally, I had no idea why we had to learn all this stuff that made no sense. Like, they weren't teaching me the things I really need to know, which is like, you know, finances, taxes, investing, savings, like the normal things you should know about life, which they don't teach you. And so we got TikTok over here. TikTok fam is interesting. We love y'all. But so I went to school because that was suggested for my family, and I started off at a community college, and I didn't understand why I had to take like English and all these things for a major in graphic design, and I was like, that doesn't make sense to me. And then I dropped out of that because I was taking a bunch of classes that had nothing to do with my major, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. And then I went to cosmetology school because I liked doing hair, and I just wanted to make people feel good. And then that was great until my like hobby turned into my career, and then it wasn't fun anymore, and it was really just like the environment was super toxic, to be honest. Like, it was a bunch of drama, and I didn't like who I was becoming. And then this guy decided to join the army, and we got married and moved across the country, so I never finished that. And then when we got to Texas, I went
Army Stewart, what's up, dude?
And then when I went to we're in Texas, I went to another school, but I did complete part of that. So, but anyway, I dropped out of 3 colleges, so that's the moral of the story. And because I thought that was the right path, I thought that was what I was supposed to do. Like, do I have any, like, I know people who have had success with going to school, so I'm not going to bash it. It just wasn't for me. But I chose that path because that was the path most people said was the way to go. This is the way to success. This is what you need to do. And I didn't find that, but I'm grateful for it because it threw me into the path of entrepreneurship. And so that was my outgrowing the old version of me, because that version of me thought I had to follow the path that were told to do. And that path led to a lot of confusion, a lot of school debt, which thankfully is all paid off, and that I paid off actually from my entrepreneurial business, but it's fine. So that's my version of outgrowing my old self. I know you have a story as well, if you want to go ahead and save this conversation.
Yeah. As we all have a past, right? We all have things that we've done in the past. We all have things that we do today that we wish we didn't do. Like this morning, you probably did something, you're like, well, shit. You know what I mean? But, and that's cool. That's fine. It's all part of life. Now, a couple things that I always recommend is to ask yourself a couple key questions. And this is just for anybody who's, is sick of, if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you're not satisfied with where you are in life, are you asking yourselves the right questions? Are you asking yourselves any questions at all? Right? So, like, who do you have to look up to? Is it your parents? Is it someone like a movie star? For some reason people look up to them. I don't know why, but is it like, what is it? Who do you look up to? Right? There's a lot of amazing people out there who have a lot of really amazing things to say, but you're choosing not to listen to those and use resources and be resourceful, as opposed to just keeping your old story going. Right? So who inspires you? What inspires you? Hey, appreciate that, guys. Thanks, my man. So who inspires you? What inspires you? And here's a big one, right? So we know on the other side of growth, the opposite of growth is dying. Like, if you're not growing, you're dying. It's an unfortunate side effect of how life works. But if you're not growing throughout life, then you're casually declining and you're dying. Mm-hmm. Slowly. Very, 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 very slowly. Like, not accomplishing your goals is like just like the Chinese water torture. It's terrible. And peace also has something. So it's peace and then like turmoil or hell or, whatever that is for you.
I love that.
What's that?
Said my daughter
hell,
is what inspires me to get
and that's what it is too. Like, guys, like, oh my God, like, a lot of people's whys, like, why do people want to become better in life? Oh, I want to be better for my kids, but then they let them kids stop them from becoming what they want to. Like, I mean, you're allowing your why to become your why not. Like, and that's like a pivotal shit that you, man, when you use your kids and you understand the generalized concept of how to ask the right questions, you are ready to rock and roll, because you're going to start firing and wiring, and you're going to start programming your brain in a different fashion. Like, I'm a huge metaphor dude, or analogy dude. So check this out, right? So we're all gifted a car. We're all gifted a car. Whatever, right?
Thank you for sharing. That's
I appreciate
awesome.
that. So we're gifted this vehicle that can go through life, that can take you to amazing places in this thing called life. And we're cruising along, and at some point in time, somebody taught you how to stare at the rearview mirror. And you started to stare at that rearview mirror and looked at everything that was behind you and lived off of that. And then you pull up to the gas station and wonder why the hell your car's beat to shit. Well, it's because you didn't look out the windshield. You didn't look forward. So you're running into everything. Right? So maybe your life isn't going the way you want. Okay, so that's great. Maybe you were a varsity whatever in high school, but you're 40 years old, you're at the bar wearing a Letterman jacket. Dude, you're not that special. Like, that's rear view moment type stuff. So the windshield's a lot bigger. Windshield's a whole lot bigger. It's easier to see out of. It's a lot easier when you're driving to look out in front of you as opposed to looking behind you. Like, okay, so we've established that you looked out the rearview mirror. We've established that you probably crashed your car a couple times. But we also understand that they make collision repair centers, and they can fix your vehicle. They can help you out. They can get you your paint fixed up. They can get your tires fixed up. They can get the oil changed. They can get all this stuff taken care of for you, right? And then you can get back on the road. But the thing is, and the worst part about this whole thing is a lot of you will take all that time, effort, and energy to take it to that collision repair center just to get back in the driver's seat and look out the rearview mirror again.
Yeah.
So it's easy to do. I know it's easy to do because I did it for a long fucking time. Like, when I was 21 years old, I literally for like 3 months, I didn't have any electricity in my house. This was 2008, 2009, so definitely just dated myself, but it is what it is. I'm 34, so F off.
I don't know why you keep saying you're so old. You're not old.
I'm really not. But 2008, 2009 recession hit, and it smacked hard. It smacked a lot of people hard. A lot of you guys...
Thank you for sharing.
Appreciate that, guys. A lot of you guys, like, were either too young or you fully remember what happened in the 2008, 2009. Like, the housing market, I just bought a house in 2008. Just bought it. And I had a nice car, and I had all my bills covered, right? I thought I was doing the right thing. And recession hit, housing market collapsed, steel industry collapsed, and I was in the steel industry because I was a crane operator, so that went bye-bye, right? So when I lost my job, I lost my house, I lost my car, I lost my income entirely because Illinois doesn't necessarily like to give stuff out, right?
I was in the Army in 08. That's awesome.
Yeah. Appreciate your service, my man.
You're good. Keep going.
Love it. So yeah, 28 or 21 years old. Like, I went through so much life at 21 years old. Like, I was homeless for like 4 months. Luckily enough, I had a great friend, Ron Smith. Hooked it up. He gave me a couch to stay on for a long time. We were in a band together, and it was just fantastic because we always got to play music together and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. But super grateful for him, and it was really, 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 really eye-opening, though. Because when I got out of the military, I got back into this status quo of what I once, knew, right? So I did this warehouse work. I was working midnights. I was doing all this other stuff. And then I joined the military because I have nothing else to do. I'm literally like sleeping at the recruiter's office at the freaking mall. I'm showering at the YMCA with some dude named Greg because it's free, right? So it's like, and I understood this. And the recruiter was really nice, and it was really cool because after about 2.5 years of being in the band, I realized that I need to do something more because my passion's not in this and I'm holding them back, right? Luckily enough, they took the hint and they kept going. Like, the lead singer of the band, he's in Burden of the Sky. They're on tour with Seven Dust right now. Like, that's massive. If you haven't heard of them, check them out. They're freaking unbelievable. But it's so cool to watch them fulfill that passion because I knew forever that he was destined to do that. But in my military, I knew that it wasn't for me forever. I just didn't know what my forever was. And I was like 28 years old. And I'm like, shit, like, time's slipping by. What am I doing with myself? What am I doing with my life? Where am I heading? Where am I going, right? Because I got out of the military, and what did I do? I went back to the same town that I moved away from. I got a job working midnights at another factory, and I was just plugging away, doing the thing. And it was miserable. I hated myself. I didn't have inner peace. I wasn't growing. I was dying. So it's like, I seen that. And I'm like, okay, understood, right? So I'm like, what is it? What's out there that will motivate me? Well, somebody telling me how much I'm worth is... Someone who tells me how much I'm worth per hour wasn't exciting to me. Because I knew that person who was putting $1 per hour on my head wasn't actually going to know what I was really capable of. So it's like $30 an hour. That sounds amazing, but have you ever considered like owning your own business? And if not, then that's fine. That's great. If it's not if that's not how you want to operate, then you don't have to operate like that. You know what I mean? If you love your job and you love making the $1 per hour, I love that for you. I want to encourage you to continuously do whatever it is that makes you happy and whatever fills that void, right? I don't understand.
What's up, Cole?
Hey, buddy. Understand. The past, like Les Brown always says, used to be's don't make any honey. So, identify what you were good at. Identify your strengths. But leave all that other shit in the past. Because it doesn't serve you where you're going. If you haven't looked 5, 10, 15 years down the road, if you don't really understand where you're going, if you don't know where you'll be in the next 10 to 15 years, if you don't have any plans for like the distant future, longevity-based future, I don't know. I'd recommend just like giving it a shot. What do you have to lose? I guess that's the question, is what is it that you're afraid of? What is holding you back from thinking bigger than you're thinking already? What is holding you back from understanding that, like, okay, so we have all this knowledge. For one, it's never a lack of resources, right? You have a resource at the fingertips. Like, people are smashing the love button on this TikTok right now. Using your phone, you can literally look up almost anything that you want on this device. Mm-hmm. So it's never a lack of resources. It's merely just a lack of being resourceful. Mm-hmm. Right? So, and that's great. You know, identify. You have to see the problem. You got to identify the problem. Once you identify the problem, then you can move forward. Right? So, boom, we have resources. We got to be resourceful. You can have all the knowledge in the world. You can read every single book about the body anatomy and how to build muscle and everything along those lines. You can read every single book for the next 10 years. But if you don't actually go to a gym and apply any of that, it's going to be useless. So knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So whatever it is that you've learned in the past, you can bring that forward with you. Understand that when you apply this, you're probably going to start failing. You're probably going to start getting a little bit of resistance, start getting a little bit of feedback. And that's okay. That's fine. It's how it's supposed to go. Without friction, there's no fire. So if you want to build a nice fucking fire, you have to get your ass in motion, create that friction, get that fire going so other people want to surround themselves around your fire so that way they can be around something that's warm. And then you can teach them, hey, this is my fire, but I'll let you stoke it for a little bit and I'll let you soak up some of this warmth. But I want to teach you how to make your own fire so you can help other people. And if we continuously do this, we can make a difference in this world that nobody's ever seen. But imagine if you were just stuck in the car, staring out the rearview mirror, smashing into everything instead of actually just looking forward and driving to that destination where the fire's at. So, I feel like I've talked a lot. I feel like I said a lot.
You got a bunch of people like throwing some flames over here.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, guys. Seriously, I do. Is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I think the best thing is, the topic is how to outgrow the old version of you, because if you're not evolving, if you're not becoming better, you're dying, just like Taylor had shared. And it's like, you have to understand that in order for you to grow, you have to step into that first. And I know that sounds so weird, but it's so true. It's like, there's so many people that never grow beyond what they know because they're afraid to step into that powerful version of themselves because of maybe they're attached to, oh no, this is how my parents did it, they struggled, so of course I have to struggle too. Or no, this is how I can only still fit into this group of people because they all talk about their this and they complain about that, so I have to have something to complain about. But you're just keeping yourself in this small cycle. And I know it's uncomfortable to grow. I know it's uncomfortable to not be the same person. But if you want your life to be different, I don't know, put a yes in the comments if you're like, yeah, I one time had a real big dream of the version I wanted my life to be. And in order to achieve that, like I just shared, like, how do you become the most elite version of yourself? Like, what is that? I think about back to my childhood and then through high school, I just had these dreams of traveling the world. I don't know, I wanted a big life. And in order to have that big life, it would have to take a lot of changes and a lot of changes in myself. And those changes are not comfortable. Those changes are just super uncomfortable. I know they're just some random comments.
No, I love it. He's like, so I'm about to go for round 2. I can live on BAS forever. So he's thinking about going back to the army.
Oh, got it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Sorry, y'all, we're on TikTok over here too.
I love it.
But here's the tangible thing. So if you want to change, if you want to be okay, this is inspiring, this is what I want to do, this is what works for me, and this is what has worked for me over the last 8 years. And it was one of the first leadership events I ever went to. Someone taught this, and I use it almost daily. And you can visualize, you can journal, you can just think about it. I know a lot of people instead of sitting and meditating or thinking on things, they'll go for a walk and think about visualize. We go on a family walk every single night, and we just talk, and we when your body moves, your brain grooves, right? I do this in a journal every morning, and it's, what is the most elite version of yourself? Visualize that person. What do they dress like? What are they wearing? How do they speak? What friends do they have? What hobbies do they have? what kind of house do they live in, like your most elite version. Like if you could think of like, oh, this would be like the pinnacle, this would be the dream, and like visualize that. And then I want you to kind of reverse engineer it, and then ask yourself, would that elite version, that pinnacle version of myself, be consuming the foods that I eat, be living in the house that I live, be driving the car that I am, be wearing the clothes that I'm wearing, be talking the way I am, hanging out with the people, working the job that I am? And if those answers are not a pivotal absolutely, that's what you need to start to tweak and to change. And you have to start believing and acting as if. And I know that sounds weird, but it's so true. Like in our company, there's a certain level in the company that like everyone strives to reach. And like it's like this huge like ordeal. Like if you get wined and dined, like there's a huge, like it's like an Oscars almost, I would say. But like you think about it all the time. And I will tell you, I visualize that moment millions of times over and over in my head. Like I know the outfit I'm wearing, I know the heels I'm wearing, I know what the sounds of the stadium are, like to the pinnacle, to the T. But I also know that girl who walks on that stage is not the same girl that she was 8 years ago, nor was she 4 months ago, nor was she 2 weeks ago. Like, because I'm always getting uncomfortable and changing and growing, because there's habits that I've kept that have kept me small, kept me in this little box that I'm in order to break free from that and to grow from that, I have to change the little things. You had to become it before it ever comes true. And I know that sounds so weird, but you have to, because why? If you can't handle what you have right now, there's no way you're going to get anything more. So like you have to be able to handle what you have and then play the long game. I think about this all the time. Like in our business, we play this game. In our results, we play this game. In our relationship, we play this game. And we're like, okay, 5 years from now, what is the end goal of what we're doing? And if not going in the trajectory we want, it changes. Because that's what most people don't do. They don't play it fully out. They don't play it all the way through, and they wind up being where they don't want to be, living where they don't want to live, like having relationships with people they don't want to be in, the jobs that they hate, because they don't play it full out, because they're just living in this right now, and they're not like looking up and like, oh shit, what's the compounding effect of this? And so like play that all out for yourself. If you want to change the version of yourself, play the game out. Okay, the habits I have right now, let's go 5 years. Am I 10 pounds overweight, or am I 10 pounds underweight? Am I still in the relationship, or is it a failure? Am I loving the job, or is this like consuming my life and draining every little ounce of passion and energy out of me? I don't know. Play it out. And if it causes you to be like, shit, this isn't it, great. Now you can change it. And now you can start to step into and make the choices that elite version of yourself would make. And so that is something you can take today. And it's okay if it's weird, because the people who make big things happen in this world are freaking weird people. So, like, own that weirdness.
Yeah. And we all know it. I'll believe it when I see it. But what if you just flip that? First you see it, and then you get to work, and then you can start to believe it, because it's actually becoming part of your life. Right? Everything is built off of vision. Everything is built off, a vision. And then Keyblade says, who's the leader in the relationship? Great question, actually.
Jazz.
Yeah. So we actually both hold an extremely important role in our relationships and our businesses and in every adventure just like that too. So there's not really an easy answer for that. She's more empathetic. I'm not. Right? So if the moment calls for somebody who's not going to be empathetic or doesn't need empathy, I'm the man. But if there needs to be empathy and like gentle ease into it, that's her. Right? We both suck at taxes. So when neither of us are leading on that shit, right? So it's like, but like, I mean, a lot of people don't understand. Like, here's the thing. If you guys are in a relationship, check this shit out. Like, you as a spouse, both ends, right? Both ends of the relationship, you are neither above or below that person. You are beside that person. And when you're beside, you can lock arms and you can do some really cool fucking things in this world. You have to. You have to be beside the person that you want to rock and roll with this life to. Because if you think you're superior or inferior from that person, then it's just going to start rabbit holing you down to a, it's not going to be really beneficial for you guys. So, but great question. I appreciate that question. And there was some other, I haven't seen the new Mermaid movie. I don't watch a lot of TV.
Y'all hop on TikTok. They're fun.
TikTok is hilarious, guys. Like, they're really funny.
Thank you guys for the follows and the shares and all the love. Kyle says I need you to kick my ass in the gym.
I got you, buddy.
I
got you. I'll send you some workouts that you can do at home, or some nice little gym workouts and routines and stuff too. So I'll get you hooked up, my man. I'll get you hooked up. Hey, Kyle, are you doing the photography at the Burden of the Sky show and Seven Dust show in Bloomington? Because I know you were just there and you just did you're doing the pictures for some band. I forget what band it was though, but it looked really freaking cool.
Heck yeah.
I was like eyeing your freaking Facebook.
We have been together for 500 years.
About 15 years now.
Yeah, that's a long time. Got my tea today.
Yes, he did. He pulled up in his new work truck.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like,
super
what's
cool.
up, big pimp? And it was really cool.
Big pimpin'?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Any upper body workouts that I can do for when I have downtime in a fork truck? Dude, absolutely, man. Oh, yeah, I got you. I just need to find a fork truck so I can show you. Yeah, 15 years we've been together.
10 years married in November.
Yep.
Thank you.
Oh, cool. Kyle, are you, who was the band that you took the pictures for at the Bloomington, Castle Rock? No. Is it Castle Rock Theater?
Do you do videography?
He does.
And
he's really freaking good. He does like dirt bikes. He does like musicians. He does he's phenomenal. Kyle Russell, if you guys have not Facebook, check him out.
Cool.
He's bomb.com. But yeah.
Are you traveling in New York right now?
That'd be cool, right?
I know, they're in Times Square and I'm so jelly.
Yeah. Well, yeah. August Burns Red, there it was. Yeah. So I knew it was it was a kick-ass band. So my buddy, Scott Montestelli, he's in Burden of the Sky as the singer for it. And they're actually on the Seven Dust tour right now, and they're playing in Bloomington at the tail end of their tour in like 3 weeks or so. I was wondering if you're going to be there, because if you are, we should link up.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
When are they playing? Bloomington?
I'll have to look at the... Yeah, me too.
I avoid big cities.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that one.
Are you a veteran?
No.
It's like a common theme.
15 years for you too, Jess?
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Hey, if you sign, that's cool. My belief. If you're getting married, it's like you win this. Might be down for that. That would be awesome.
That'd be super
Bloomington
cool,
is not really a big city. There's just a lot of people. It's not a city though. They said yes. Very cool.
I don't know. You know, I heard through the grapevine, and this is probably just a rumor
10 years.
mill.
That's awesome. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's probably just a rumor mill, but I did hear something about seltzers. Like AHA, but Herbalife version. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's going to become true. I would think with how intelligent they are with their marketing, they can look at all this stuff that's popping off right now and be like, okay, there's clearly a market in that. We have the technology and the resources and the development.
So
I think it'd be awesome. I agree. Because then AHA would be volume points. Huh?
There is going to be a whole vegetarian line launching in next year, so I'm actually excited about that. So.
Oh yeah.
So that might be in there.
She's excited for it. She can have it. She can have all of it.
Don't hate. You hate.
A little bit.
Yeah, he's a hater. He's a freaking hater.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I will say, I will say if you get like the Mega Tea Kit stuff, that's pretty similar without all the, I don't know what else goes in, all the energy drinks, but none of the crap, I guess.
Yeah.
What's up, Skylar? What's up,
Sky? What's up, dude? I miss you in our group chat.
Cool. All right, you guys. Well, this poor dog is ready for his walk. Oh, the ears just popped up. And we have a call So we out.
Appreciate you guys.
If you guys found this valuable, if you haven't yet followed us, hit the follow button.
Yeah.
Share this, tag somebody. We love and appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
And
Before we head out, I just want to go ahead and say, like, guys, you can make money anytime, any place, anywhere, but time is something that you can never get back, and you gifted us with about 30 minutes of your time. For that, I'm forever grateful. Love you guys. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
See you guys. Finish. Goodbye.